Hello and welcome to another tutorial. This one is going to be on face morphs. How to create them, how to export them, how to get them into IMVU. You can see the avatar here in IMVU, and what we're going to aim for is something that looks like this. I just did a simple one on the mouth. That is the simplest we can try. So let's open up 3ds Max. This is the standard female avatar. As long as you pick an avatar file that when you select the head has Morpher, you should be okay. There is a special file that has all the different head morphs in it. That's if you want to create some new morphs or a new shaped head. But for just exporting an animation, this should be fine. I'm going to go ahead and delete glasses just so we can see the face a little bit better. And I've zoomed into the face so we can see it. I'm going to select Morpher in the modifier stack, and you'll see a list of all the existing morphs on this head. And before we get started, we can kind of play around and see what each of these are. You can't read the full name here, but if you click any of these, just click and drag on the spinner, you can see the effect of what each morph does. There's quite a few here. So you can see a couple of these do, and you combine these, of course, changing different things. Let's go ahead and reset these all to 0. The basic process for creating an animation, morph animation or otherwise, is to create some keyframes. So what we want to do is, easiest way is turn on auto key and move the time slider to a place where you'd like to create your first keyframe. So if this is the default face, I'll move the time slider to about 30. There's 30 frames per second in IMVU. So that should be about 1 second to get to this point. And we'll do this Mad Lip right. Now you notice when I drag this upwards, it puts a little red box around this. That's Max's way of showing that you have a keyframe on this morph. Down here on the time slider, you'll see there's a little black box at frame 0, which indicates the start keyframe. It creates that automatically for us. And back here, this will have a value of 0. And up at 30, we've got a value of 100. And it interpolates in between. There's a 59.9 and so on. We just want to control the keyframes though. And what we typically do is to make the animation cyclical, we'll highlight this first frame. I just click and drag my mouse over to select it. And then I hold shift on the keyboard. And if I drag this, it does a copy keyframe. I'm going to drag it over to position 100. What that will do is start at frame 0 with no mouth moved. At frame 30 it goes up, and then it'll gradually go back down to mouth closed again. I just realized all the default animations on the avatar are still here. So let's go ahead and get rid of those. I'm going to go ahead and turn on select children, select female 03 master root. That will select all the child bones and just the bones, and then I can drag over all the keyframes that are here and delete those. There we go. Turn off select children and then go back to the head. So hopefully now I have my mouth and I got rid of the other avatar animations. Now if I wanted the mouth to open and then close a little sooner, I could take this keyframe and I could drag it back to, say, where that is, 45 or so, and then the mouth will open up and then close right away. Let's add a few more keyframes. Let's say at this point we would like to, let's open the right side mouth. I'm going to move that up and down. I want to set a keyframe at frame 47 and make sure that the mouth, the right side of the angry mouth, is set to 0. So I see that red box indicating it's good. And I'll go to 75 and crank it up to 100. Oh, that's an eyebrow. That's fine. If I had not done that first set to 0, Max would automatically create a keyframe at frame 0. And then the value of 0 here would have just done a really slow eyebrow move all the way until frame 75. And I'll come over here to frame 100, and I'll move that back to normal move. So from 0 to 100, we should see the mouth go up, and then the eyebrow kind of dip down. That'll be a nice test. Now you notice the keyframes go all the way up to 250 or so on here, but we only are going to use 0 through 100. You can adjust this timeline to anything you like. A couple ways to do it. One way is to right-click on the play button, and you come here and you can set the end time. You set this to 500, for example, you'll see I now have 500 keyframes I could set. If you're focusing in on one section for a while, you can actually set this temporarily to, say, 400 to 500, and you'll see it adjust down here, and then you can focus in on those keyframes to make it easier to modify. It doesn't lose the older keyframes, so if I go back to, let's just say 0 to 200, all the keyframes that were there are still there. For now, I'm going to move the time slider back to frame 0. I'm going to make sure auto key is off. I'm going to go back to selecting skin, just so we don't have Morph selected. And I will do an export. That was my first one. So this one will be weird morph and eyebrow. The type is going to be morph animation file. The wizard's going to ask, start and end frame of this animation. In this case, it's not the full 200, which is what it defaults to, but we only created keyframes up to frame 100, so we'll just change that. The rest of this we'll leave alone. I don't know if you can actually change this to work with IMVU, and displacement we'll go over some other time. Export goes fairly quick. We should have an XPF file now that contains these keyframes. It's good to note that the female and male share the same morph names. So this, while we did the morph test here on a female avatar, we could actually make this product for a male, and it should work just fine. If I go back to show how we started, we'll derive a new product. In this case, I'm going to derive from female clothing. We need something that can actually adjust the avatar. Clothing is the easiest, but since we're not actually making a mesh with this product, we just want to change a facial morph. I just did empty clothing. We'll come over to the action tab and add. Give it a quick name first of test. And down here in the morph animation section, we can add the XPF file, weird mouth and eyebrow. We will apply changes, and then to see if it works, we'll click test, or click play. Mouth goes up, eyebrow dips down. It only plays one time. Now you can tweak this, and you could set number of loops. You could set start and end, so you can do some other modifications to this animation, the same as you would with a skeletal animation. However, if your morph is something that needs to play immediately on an avatar, then what you would probably change this to is blink. Some animations on furniture, your default one is called stance.idle. And if you were to derive from an avatar product, not a female clothing, but an avatar, you could use stance.idle, which is something that would play immediately, but you can see it won't actually play when making clothing. A sort of hacky workaround is to use a special name trigger called blink, which will fire the first time when the avatar first blinks, and you'll see it'll continually get called at this point. So it's a handy way to have an animation play constantly on a loop. There you have it, eyebrow and mouth. If you have any questions, as always, please send me a message. Have fun.